Welcome to E.N.G Media, where we dive into the heart of business innovation and transformation. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Rufus Charles, Sales Director at Ennuviz, a company that's redefining how enterprises approach transformation using tools like SAP, Sinavu, Lean IX, and more. Rufus, welcome to the show.
Thanks for the warm intro, Tyson. It's great to be here. Of course, as you said, I'm working as a sales director with Ennuviz, where we help enterprises to accelerate, transform through platforms like SAP Signavio, LeanIX, and UiPath. I personally carry around 10 years plus enterprise sales and consulting, and I've worked across industries to modernize processes and to drive measurable outcomes. What
Right.
excites me most is seeing how strategy and process intelligence can truly reshape how organizations operate today. Looking forward to our conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So maybe we can just start by you telling me, I'm always curious, like what trends are you seeing in the business transformation space today?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are several key trends, but first and foremost, what we are seeing is data, right? So
Mm,
data is driving decisions today. Tools like SAP Signavio are giving real-time visibility into how processes actually run. Second, there is a shift towards fit to standard over legacy customization, especially for S4 HANA kind of transformations that we're looking at.
yeah.
Third, I would say the hybrid landscapes are pushing the need for unified processes and system views using tools like LeanIX and other things, right?
Yeah.
And lastly, transformation is becoming more sustainable and AI enabled today, but only after laying a strong foundation with process intelligence, I would say.
100%. I appreciate you, kind of sharing that insight as well. And, another question that I had is, why do organizations struggle with transformation even when they have these tools in place?
This is very, very rightly pointed out, I would say, because we see this challenge way too often. Transformation fails when it is treated as a tech initiative rather than a mindset shift, right?
Mm,
Tools like SAP Signavio or LeanIX are powerful, but without alignment across business and IT, these are two different wings, right? A clear ownership and a culture of execution, they fall short, right? So, what I would say is many struggle due to limited process visibility. You can't typically fix what you can't see.
mm,
That's why, anyways, we start with process intelligence to
mhm.
clarify the current state before even making changes. That is also a change fatigue. Okay. After multiple tools and initiatives, typically teams resist unless the value is clearly communicated and user adoption is prioritized, right?
Interesting.
Finally, I would say a strategy often fails to translate into execution. At Ennuviz, we bridge the gap, embedding governance, KPIs, and adoption frameworks from day one to ensure transformation is just not launched
Yeah.
but sustained, which is key to the success.
I love it. I love it. It really sounds like you guys are taking a holistic approach into
Mhm.
how you guys are working with your clients, and I really feel like that's needed to kind of drive those results. And really, outside of that, how does Innoviz approach transformation, differently maybe than other traditional consulting firms?
Yeah, this may look like a sales pitch, but that's the truth. The question we would always love answering because our approach is truly what set us apart, right?
Mhm.
So, anyways, typically focus on fast outcome driven transformation. We use pre built accelerators and industry use cases to shorten timelines.
Yeah.
Unlike traditional firms, we integrate both SAP and non-SAP because when you look at from an enterprise perspective, from a holistic view, right,
Mhm.
you have ERP, CRM, HCM, asset management, and various tools. But not every enterprise is bound to use only the SAP systems. They are using various other systems. So we said, how do we bring this cross-functional visibility to our customers? So that's when we started focusing on non-SAP, and of course, we are also have our strengths of the SAP systems as well.
Mm.
Now, our hybrid model combines onshore and offshore delivery execution, which offering speed and scalability and cost efficiency. And we go beyond insights, right?
Yeah.
Embedding automation and AI to drive real results, I would say.
I gotcha. No, that definitely makes sense then why you guys are kind of setting yourself apart from other traditional, consulting firms. And really, kind of out of my curiosity as well, if I put myself in the shoes of like a typical customer, like what does your guys' typical, customer engagement model look like at Ennuviz?
Yeah. See, at Ennuviz, we use SAP Signavio, sort of products that are multiple modules within it. Our engagement has a three-step journey, I would say. First is discover, second is model, and optimize.
Right.
All this helps us to turn the data into action and action into results. Now, let's start with the discover. We start with SAP Signavio process insights, typically connecting to the SAP ECC or S/4HANA system. Now, process insights typically works for only for an SAP system. This helps you to identify performance gaps without no heavy lifting required. In a discovery workshop, we walk through KPIs like late payments or blocked invoices or uncover real processes issues in under a week. That's the very key issue, very key, uh, I would say target for any customers because they are seeing results within a week. Now, the second model is the model, which typically uses SAP Signavio Process Manager,
Mhm.
where we define the ideal future state. Through a harmonization workshop, we align stakeholders, validate variations, and build models that serves as blueprints essential for fit to standard and S/4HANA transitions.
Nice.
Lastly, we go with the optimize with SAP Signavio Process Intelligence. This is a very robust tool, a module, I would say, within SAP Signavio, where we analyze real time process behavior to surface rework, delays, automation opportunities, and other things. And also our cross platform connectors with SAP and non SAP gives customers a unified view where we then guide them we guide the action using tools like UiPath or IBM, which typically comes as a second phase, which we call it as a remediation after the process findings.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Really sounds like you guys have taken care of every single step along the way of, when a customer is working with you guys. And it sounds like you guys thrive in the enterprise space as well, just with all of the different kinds of softwares that you guys work in. So really, my next question would be, like what types of companies or industries are best suited for the solution that, Innovis provides?
Yeah. See, we work with best with organizations that are either navigating complexity or gearing up for large scale transformations, right? So typically our engagements are with mid market to large enterprises. We follow the same language of SAP, especially those industries like manufacturing, consumer products, CPG, healthcare, oil and gas, and high tech. These industries often deal with fragmented systems, global operations, and evolving regulatory needs, making them ideal candidates for process visibility and standardization and automation. Now, companies preparing for ERP modernization, like move from SAP ECC to which is the old ERP system to a new
Mhm.
ERP system like an S4 HANA, are a strong fit for us. So are those and also with those with hybrid landscapes where SAP coexists with Oracle or Salesforce or ServiceNow or Workday, that's where the ability to integrate with SAP and non-SAP systems into Signavio becomes a real differentiator. In short, I would say if a company is trying to optimize processes like P2P or O2C or hire to retire, those are ideal candidates that Ennuviz can be the right partner for you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you giving us some insight into that as well. And I know, a little bit earlier you talked about accelerators. Could you maybe, elaborate on kind of what those are and how they help clients for those in the audience that may not be aware?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics, Tyson. I would say,
Mhm.
our accelerators are pre-built transformation kits
Oh, no.
that includes the KPIs, dashboards, process templates, and integration logic.
Wow.
For example, I would say our AP accelerator, which works seamlessly with Oracle EBS,
Uh-huh.
helps client to detect duplicate invoice, identify missed discounts, late payments, early payments,
Wow.
reduce cycle time, all this under 4 weeks. So they don't need to typically wait for a 6 or 8 weeks of kind of implementation time frame. This can fasten their implementation time frame because this is all pre-built out here. And today we have over 20 accelerators just for the non-SAP systems alone. And for SAP systems, we are having over 50 accelerators that is covered for our clients.
Wow. I love that. I think,
Yeah,
I've talked to a few other, consulting firms as well, both on and outside of the podcast. And really, I haven't came across any that have, that many accelerator programs available. I can imagine that that really does help your clients get to that transformation a lot faster, hence
indeed.
the, right?
Indeed. And also just to point out, we are also continuously innovating. We have a separate team that works on the R&D where we continuously put ourselves into the customer shoes, find new technologies or probably new innovations within the same space.
How awesome. I love that. And, you know, kind of that really leads me to my next question, which is like, how do you guys use tools like SAP, Signavio, and LeanIX to support, smarter transformation decisions really for your guys' clients?
Yeah. See, tools like SAP Signavio and LeanIX or WalkMe are game changers for driving smarter, faster, and more sustainable transformation. Let me elaborate a little bit of each one of them.
Mhm.
See, SAP Signavio gives you a real-time visibility into how process actually run, uncovering inefficiencies, compliance gaps, and automation opportunities through mining and KPI tracking. It's a data-driven transformation, not a guesswork. Uh,
Gotcha.
on the other hand, LeanIX. This typically maps your IT landscape, showing which systems support which processes, where redundancies lie, and how to streamline your ERP upgrades or cloud migrations. And lastly, with WalkMe, if you see the Signavio portfolio, there is the two circles coming in. I think
Mhm.
it's completely done. The last part of the puzzle is the WalkMe because this is very essential because it brings the full circle by enabling user adoption. It helps guide employees through change with an in-app support, reducing the friction and increasing engagement during transformation rollouts. At Ennuviz, we unify all these tools in a single framework, giving clients visibility, clarity, and execution power across business and IT, which is very crucial.
Yeah, I love it. It sounds like you guys are really there to support like a lot of those smarter transformation decisions and help like cross-functional teams as they work together to kind of implement a lot of these things. And that's really kind of also what I wanted to dive into was like, how does Ennuviz help bridge the gap between, business and then IT teams during like that transformation stage?
Yes. So this is I would say very critical question because the success of any transformation really depends on business and IT working in sync, and
Mm.
that's where Ennuviz brings unique value. We start by aligning both sides around process transparency using tools like SAP Signavio and LeanIX. Now, Signavio shows how business run in reality,
Mhm.
while LeanIX maps the IT architecture behind them. Now, this gives everyone, right from a CFO to a solution architect, a shared view of the current state and a clear path forward. But what really makes the difference is our focus on adoption and enablement. We use WalkMe, a digital adoption platform, to guide users through the new
Mhm.
systems and processes directly within their workflow. So whether it's a new procurement process or an updated ERP interface,
Yeah.
employees get this in-app guidance and task automation that makes change feel intuitive, not disruptive. And we don't just deploy tools. We run cross-functional workshop, use
Wow.
accelerators, speed up the value realization and establish governance model that keep businesses and IT accountable to the same transformation KPIs. In short, I would say Ennuviz bridges the gap by creating a common language,
Mhm.
embedding adoption into the experience and driving outcomes for both teams that care about.
I love it. Yeah, I can think too back to kind of my corporate experience before I started my business as well. I was a part of a tech team implementing different changes to the CRM, and kind of what marketing needed, what sales needed, and then what like how they communicated that to the tech team. It was really
Yep.
a giant mess. And I imagine if we were able to leverage like accelerators and like workshops from a consulting firm, maybe like a third party, it would have helped
Hmm.
the entire process a ton and probably saved the organizations I was with tons of money.
Exactly. Exactly. I would totally agree on that.
So yeah, that's I could definitely see how big of a deal that really is. And so that leads me, out of curiosity, I'm super intrigued. Could you maybe share an example of, a customer who saw a tangible outcome through your guys' processes insights?
Absolutely. Here is a powerful example from a high-tech manufacturer using Oracle EBS.
Mm,
This is not even an SAP customer, right? So they were struggling with delayed vendor payments, missed discounts, and supplier frustrations. The root cause was unclear. That's where SAP Signavio Process Intelligence integrated via our Oracle EBS accelerator made the difference. Within days, we uncovered duplicate invoices.
mm.
25% plus of invoices were processed late. Hundreds of thousands were lost in missed early payment discounts.
Oh well.
Working with both IT and finance, this is very critical to know. IT and finance, we reconfigured approvals, added duplicate checks, and prioritized early term invoices. The results were phenomenal. Within weeks, we recovered almost 400K USD and 35% fewer duplicate invoices, 18% faster invoice cycles, and renewed trust in the AP process, right? Now, this is what happens when Signavio meets Ennuviz expertise, real insights, real outcomes, I would say.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. I mean, 400K in recovered discounts is a
Yeah.
huge amount of money saved for, some of these businesses.
And that's within a week I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness. I could totally see how your guys' delivery method is really standing apart. I know a lot of other consulting firms kind of just consult to the teams. They don't really have like a hybrid model. So could you really, maybe break that down for me? Like how does your guys' hybrid delivery model help in scaling and supporting some of your guys' global clients?
Yes. See, our hybrid delivery model is a big part of why clients choose Ennuviz, especially when they need both a global scale and a local engagement, right? So, Ennuviz, of course, we are headquartered in North America
Mhm.
with a strong offshore delivery team based in India. Now,
Nice.
this gives us the agility to work across time zones, control cost, and move faster while still maintaining high touch collaboration with stakeholders in the US, Europe, or anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Here is how it works in practice, I would say. Our onshore team handles the strategic alignment, discovery workshops, stakeholder communications, and value realization. Meanwhile, our offshore experts typically does the dirty work, I would say, who manages everything from data modeling, connector development, dashboard setup, post-go live support, with all deep expertise in Signavio, Linux, and other tools as well. Now, this model allows us to offer a cost-effective execution without compromising quality, and we can easily scale up teams depending on project size or geography. It is especially powerful for global clients doing large-scale ERP transformation processes or process optimizations across multiple regions because we are set up to execute 24/7, adapt to diverse business environments, and deliver consistently across the globe, I would say.
100%. I love it. Really sounds like you guys are really, setting yourselves apart in terms of like really your guys' strategy, 24/7 service and support, and then also being a cost-effective solution as well. So I love that. And really outside of those reasons, what would you say, makes your team unique in terms of, skill sets and certifications?
Yep. See, today it's a very competitive world, and keeping yourself, most of our people who works with us are more than 5 years plus of experience, and that is, the depth and breadth of our specialization. And we bring a lot of depth and breadth of our specialization in the business transformation, and the fact that we are not just tool certified, but outcome focused. We are customer obsessed. That is what it is, right? Our team combines certifications in Signavio, LeanIX, BTP, and UiPath, and with real world business context. Many consultants come from industry roles. We also specialize in SAP and non SAP integration, as I said, and emphasize governance, adoption, and continuous value.
100%. That definitely makes sense how you guys are really staying ahead of the pack and leveraging all of the experience that your teams really do have. And on that topic of your guys' clients, how would you say that you guys ensure that clients get continuous value, maybe even after the initial implementation of a project?
Yeah. See, we believe transformation isn't a one time event. It's a capability that needs to be nurtured, scaled, and embedded into how organizations operate today. That's why our approach goes beyond just implementation. With our managed services model, we help clients continuously monitor, refine, and expand their transformation efforts. Our team provides ongoing supports, updates to KPIs and dashboards, and new case development, all grounded in evolving business priorities. We also put a strong focus on enablement through a structured knowledge transfer, guided adoption via platforms like WalkMe, and clear governance frameworks, right?
Oh,
We ensure business and IT teamworks are empowered to own their own transformation journey long after go live. And because our accelerators and modular are pre-built, clients can expand from one process area to another quickly, cost effectively, with confidence. Now, this becomes especially powerful for large organizations with global business services or shared services
mm,
functions. These organizations often operate across multiple regions and systems and are tasked with delivering enterprise-wide standardization, efficiency, and scalability.
100%.
Now, Ennuviz enables them create their own end-to-end process frameworks, run targeted transformation campaigns across geographies or business units, and align business and IT around measurable outcomes. In the end, it's not just about transforming process. It's about building a sustainable, agile, and insight driven operating model. That's what we call real transformation. And that's what Ennuviz would like to deliver.
Yeah, I love that. So again, just another way you guys are setting yourself apart from a typical consulting firm. You're actually allowing the enterprises that you work with to own their transformation and be able to thrive and be successful even after the implementation, which is really awesome. And I know as well, kind of from looking at your guys' websites, that you do have partnerships with SAP, IBM, UiPath, and others as well. How would you say that those partnerships really strengthen Innovis's offerings?
Yep. See, at Ennuviz, our strategic partnership power, I would say, true end-to-end transformations. As an SAP partner, we align with SAP Signavio and BTP roadmaps. Our IBM partnership, on the other hand, enables automation and decisioning workflows and also some AI tools that they have. With UiPath, we eliminate manual risk. We also unify data across SAP and non-SAP systems, giving clients a single process view. In short, a partnership helps us to accelerate automation and innovation and also giving the value, helping clients move faster, smarter, and confidence. Also wanted to add a point out here.
Mhm.
See, we are the only consulting partner where we come with expertise, not just with the finding the process bottlenecks, but also remediating it using tools like UiPath or the AIs from IBM and other things to basically do more cost optimization out there.
I love that. And maybe, specifically as well with SAP, one question I did have for you guys as we talk about accelerators, like, are you guys involved in SAP's value accelerator library? And like, if so, how does that really benefit your customers?
Yeah. So SAP Signavio has a value accelerate library, which is typically pre-built accelerators. This is a portal that is available only for SAP customers, Signavio customers, I would say. Now, these accelerators typically help you to implement it at a faster pace because this is all pre-built. Uh, Currently, we are in talks with the product team from SAP, and we are almost publishing a couple of our accelerators down there. Um, and some of the accelerators that we are currently publishing are the accounts payable for Oracle EBS and audit and compliance for SAP ECC. Now, whether you're exploring transformation or S4 HANA readiness, Ennuviz helps you get started quickly with proven content and low risk path to results, I would say.
And another question that I had for you, Rufus, is where do you see Ennuviz heading in the next 2 to 3 years, kind of in this future of digital transformation?
Hmm. Yeah, over the next 2 to 3 years, I see Ennuviz evolving into a global catalyst for intelligent transformation, I would say. We are already a trusted partners in helping enterprises uncover inefficiencies, optimize operations, and drive value through tools like Signavio, LeanIX, and IBM automations. We are just getting started, I would say. Our vision is to become the go-to transformation partner for both mid-market innovators and large-scale enterprises, especially those navigating complex landscape with both SAP and non-SAP systems. We will continue to expand our pre-built value accelerator and strengthen our industry-specific solutions, as well as deepen our footprint in the key industries like manufacturing, healthcare, and energy. We are also investing heavily in building our own IP platforms. Like we have come out with two different innovations. One we call the Transformer for rapid process enablement, and
Mhm.
the Migration Pro to support seamless platform migrations from one process mining solution to Signavio, all designed to cut deployment times and reduce change friction. Now, what's really exciting is our growing role in enabling GPS and shared services team to create their own internal center of excellence, empowering them to run enterprise-wide campaigns with a standardized, insight-driven process framework. On the geographic end, we are also scaling a hybrid delivery model with deeper presence in Europe, Asia, and Middle East, while keeping our headquarters still in North America, focused on strategy and innovation. In short, Ennuviz will continue to stand out, not just for our technology partnerships, but for our ability to deliver real sustained value, faster, smarter, and more globally connected than ever before, I would say.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really sounds like an exciting for a future really in the next 2 to 3 years for Ennuviz and all the awesome things that you guys are going to be working on. And really kind of, as we wrap up here, do you have any parting thoughts on what makes transformation truly successful?
Yeah, I would say if there is one truth that I have learned, it's uh, transformation isn't about technology. It's about trust, clarity, and ownership. A truly successful transformation starts when a leadership embraces transparency, when they are willing to see the process as it is, as real it is, not just how they think it works. That's where tools like SAP Signavio and LeanIX give you the clarity to act with confidence. But seeing isn't enough, right? Success comes when the visibility is tied to action, when insights turn into roadmaps, and those roadmaps are owned by the IT or the PMOs, but only the entire organization. That's where Ennuviz helps our clients stand apart by enabling them to own their own transformation, not just outsource it. And finally, transformation succeeds when people are brought along, whether it is through structured workshops, governance, models, or platforms like WalkMe that guide users through change. The transformations happen when the entire organization is embedded, empowered, and excited about the future. I would like to finish my thoughts on one of the famous quote given by Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft.
Please.
He said, "Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects innovation. You have to continuously transform." In today's world, transformation isn't a phase, it's a mindset. The winners are those who turn insights into action and align people, processes, and purpose. That's Ennuviz way, I would say.
I love it. So much insight shared today, Rufus. I appreciate your time so much. And thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. I'm really excited to see where Ennuviz goes in the next few years. And for anybody that's watching, feel free to reach out to Rufus. We'll be sure to include all of the links in the description of this video. And really, other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next video.
Thanks, Tyson. Have a good day.